Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Yesterday, Raila Odinga, who is the Azimio presidential candidate, made his first public appearance with Kalonzo Musyoka in Ukambani. Kalonzo Musyoka hosted Raila Odinga in his backyard. And that move, in my view, is significant politically speaking. Because Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka have been speaking different languages. But last week we saw Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka beginning to work together. So in this video, I want to try and do a critical analysis of that visit to Mwingi. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now let us begin by going straight to Kalonzo Musyoka's Facebook page and see what he updated about that post. This is what Kalonzo Musyoka is saying. It was a joy and a blessing witnessing the ordination of 10 bishops to serve in the ATG ministries. Thank you, my brother Raila Odinga, for accompanying me to the Revelation City, Mwingi West, yesterday. Mwingi is in Kitui County. The governor for Kitui is Charity Kaliku Ngilu. Ngilu was present at this particular event. The only thing which I've noted is that if you look at Kalonzo Musyoka's updates on Facebook, there's no mention of Ngilu, who is the governor, who is the host governor. And again, the photos of Ngilu is not there. But if you go to Charity Ngilu's Facebook page, you'll see photos and images of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So that's also significant. So what things can, what do you think was the objective of this particular trip by Raila Odinga to Ukambani? Before we do that, I want you guys to listen very briefly to Raila Odinga and also Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka before we proceed.
Sasa kumekucha. I want my brother Raila to know whatever formations they come up with, whatever political formations, this is the time for brother Raila to be president of Kenya. And I commend him for resilience, for ability to stand strong.
If we champion the spirit of forgiveness, so that we do not all the times keep it there and hope that you're going to have an opportunity to revenge. We don't want to revenge. So I'm happy here, Steve, to have invited me to come here today. Today we are here. Me and Steve, we have been in the trenches together. No, 2013, 2017, all the times. Lakini mara hii tunasema mjinga amerevuka. Mrevu yuko wapi? We're coming together once again to try to achieve what we've all the time been talking about. To be able to give a servant leadership to our people. To lead our people to what we call the Kenyan dream, which our forefathers wanted. They said, justice be our shield and defender. We will dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders.
I mean, we have done it correctly. And this time, you know the story in 2013, the story in 2017. This time, by God's grace and help, Kenya is going to be liberated from the corruption we have seen. Yani wizi wa ajabu, wizi ambao hujaonekana anywhere else, not even in Nigeria. Because we used to believe Nigerians ndio walikuwa viongozi walikuwa wezi, lakini sasa tumeona by example.
Now from those pictures you can tell clearly that these guys were on a mission. Last week there is a photo and I remember opining on my Facebook page that the chemistry between Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga is now back. That's one thing we can tell. But Kalonzo Musyoka has been piling a lot of pressure for him to be the running mate. But yesterday, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was very categorical that he will be willing to serve in any capacity Raila Odinga will deem fit, which takes us to the first objective of this visit. The first objective of this visit, in my view, was to assure their supporters that all is well. The truth of the matter is that there has been serious bad blood between Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka and Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga promised to support Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in this year's election. That's what Kalonzo Musyoka believes. On the other side, Raila Odinga has always stated that for him, he's willing to support Kalonzo Musyoka as long as he serves his term. And Raila Odinga has maintained that he never served his term. And it took the intervention of President Uhuru Kenyatta to actually bring Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka on board. And even bringing Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka on board was not an easy task. In fact, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka gave Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta hard time. But now he is in the game, which means their supporters must be told that Kalonzo and Raila are now an item. That can only happen if the message is delivered home in Mwingi. So in my view, that's the first objective. That was the first objective. The second objective, in my view, was for Kalonzo Musyoka to make public declaration that he's coming to Azimio, not necessarily as a presidential, as a running mate, but he's coming under any other capacity. And he made that very clear. And in my view, that's something which Raila Odinga should be very happy with. Because there has been this talk that Kalonzo Musyoka must be the running mate. That has been the rallying call by Kalonzo's close allies, Mutula Kilonzo Jr. That has been the rallying call of his close allies. And now for Kalonzo Musyoka to go to his backyard and tell them that for him is willing to serve under any other capacity. It means already he has tied himself. So which means tomorrow, Akiroka, the video clips can actually be played. So I think the other objective was for Kalonzo Musyoka to go outside there and make public declaration that he's joining Azimio is not necessarily about him becoming a running mate. If he becomes a running mate, the better. But if this guy decides otherwise, it's still the better. But for him, the bigger picture of Raila Odinga becoming the president is what matters. And that's why he was very categorical that this is the best time for Raila Odinga, and he appreciated Raila Odinga's resilience. So that's number 2. Number 3, in my view, the other objective of this meeting was for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to stamp his authority as the Ukambani kingpin. And I think he did it, but he must be seen to be uniting Kamba region. For example, why would Kalonzo Musyoka not mention Ngilu and even the photo of Ngilu when Ngilu is actually the governor for Kitui? That's something which I'm not understanding. But the objective of this particular trip was for Kalonzo Musyoka to stamp his authority in Kamba region. If you watched very closely the photos from that event, you would see Kalonzo Musyoka walking hand in hand with Raila Odinga. I don't know where Ngilu was at that particular time, whether she was edged out, but you could tell that. The other important thing which you needed to note is the fact that the 3 governors, the two other governors from Ukambani, that is Governor Alfred Mutua and Governor Professor Kivutha Kibwana, missed this particular event. I don't understand why they missed. Probably Ngilu attended because the event was in his county. Otherwise, maybe he would not have attended. But these are guys who would have easily attended this event if Raila Odinga was going there and Kalonzo was not going there. So I think Kalonzo Musyoka is now trying to stamp his authority in Ukambani so that these other governors will either join him or ship out. And I'm seeing a situation where Ngilu is likely to start siding with Kalonzo Musyoka because of her own political interest, because she's the only governor there who is running again for a second term. So in my view, Kalonzo Musyoka wanted to use this occasion to stamp his authority. Number 3, in my view, I think Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka are trying to redraw that chemistry which I talked about. And the only way to redraw that chemistry is to begin home. And when they landed in that, because they also attended a funeral, when they landed at that funeral, I saw the residents of Ukambani calling the name Baba, Baba, Baba. You know, basically that's something which can make these guys redraw their chemistry. The last time Raila Odinga shared photos of himself and Kalonzo Musyoka, that Kalonzo Musyoka was showing him something which he ended up showing Martha and Peter Kenneth, I concluded that the chemistry is coming. So I think these guys are keen on redrawing that chemistry. The only way to redraw that chemistry is to go to Ukambani. And once you are there in Ukambani, then Kalonzo can tell his people that Baba ndio the candidate. Then his people will start spreading the message. Because the truth of the matter is that Raila Odinga needs the Kamba voting block. If he can't get the Kamba voting block, I don't think without 80 or 40% of the Kikuyus, he will be able to succeed. So he must get that Kamba voting block. And that Kamba voting block, he can only get it if, in my view, the chemistry between these guys are one. Number 4, in my view, I think it was also a coded message to the 3 Ukambani governors that the time is now up for sideshows. It's now time for us to work together. Raila Odinga has embraced Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and Kalonzo has also embraced Raila Amolo Odinga. In my view, that was a message which was coming out from that event loud and clear. Because remember, Raila Odinga had to fly all the way, I think it was somewhere in Nyanza, had to fly all the way to that particular event. So I don't know what you think, but for me, I think it was a good event for both Kalonzo Musyoka and a good event for Raila Amolo Odinga, and it was an opportunity for them to show or to send these coded messages to their supporters. Thank you, guys. It's Sunday, and I do go to church, by the way, so I'm just heading to church very briefly. Then when we come back, there are a lot of things which we need to really discuss. Thank you, guys, and may you guys have a good day.